Today, we're going to take a look at the YoloBox Extreme, YoloLive's new flagship portable live streaming studio. I've been using the YoloBox Extreme for a few weeks now, and it offers some great features that help it stand out amongst the crowd, even if you're coming from an older YoloLive device like the YoloBox Pro or Ultra. First off, this device is big, and I mean that in the best way possible. It sports a huge 11.2-inch OLED touchscreen with 2.5K resolution and 1000 nits of brightness, which is a serious upgrade over the 8-inch screens of the Pro and the Ultra. But what really sets the Extreme apart are the inputs and outputs. We're talking 8 HDMI inputs now. That's more than double what the YoloBox Pro offers. And thanks to a recent firmware update, 5 of these inputs can now handle 4K video at 60 frames per second, with the rest supporting 1080p 60. You've also got 2 HDMI outputs. Both user assignable for program or multi-view feeds, and setting up your cameras is as easy as plugging in the HDMI cables and turning them on. And once they're plugged in, switching is as simple as just tapping buttons on the YoloBox screen. It's just like using the YoloBox Pro, but with way more inputs. And the camera inputs don't stop there. The Extreme supports NDI inputs, which means you can bring in video streams over your network. This is the Nearstream VM33, which is a wireless camera that supports NDI. We get full control over this camera using its iPad app, and then we can stream the video signal straight to the YoloBox Extreme. Now, while this camera has worked perfectly over NDI with the YoloBox Extreme, I haven't had the best luck with NDI historically. That being said, I haven't had a massive amount of experience with it either, because I don't really need wireless cameras all that often, and when I do, I usually just use a Holyland transmitter because I've already got them. The problem is, to use NDI at its full capabilities, you need to buy licenses, and I haven't needed it often enough to justify paying for them to really explore it properly, especially when the Holyland wireless systems do the job at no extra cost beyond the devices themselves. But as well as wireless, you can also plug in USB webcams or devices like action cameras for quick and easy additional angles. These work in both the USB-A and USB-C ports, but make sure you test your cables before you try to go live with it. Some of them only support charging and don't offer any kind of data connectivity. The one drawback with some webcams, although this might be more specific to the Insta360 link, is that you don't really get any control over the webcam when streaming with it because you can't load the Insta360 software. So there's no easy way to reposition its gimbal if you need to. For regular webcams and action cameras though, you can mount them however you like and point them at whatever you want. When it comes to audio, you get a microphone input and a line level input, plus a headphone output for real-time monitoring. There's also a built-in audio mixer so you can adjust levels on the fly. Personally, when it comes to audio, I'll either plug the output from the Rode Wireless Pro receiver into the mic input, or if I'm shooting in an indoor location where I can have a proper setup like I have here, I'll use the line outs from my USB audio interface with phantom-powered XLR shotgun mics. Streaming-wise, the YoloBox Extreme supports streaming at up to 4K resolution. You can stream to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram and more. Plus, the ISO recording lets you capture individual camera feeds in 4K or 1080p simultaneously while streaming. All you need is an SD card or a USB SSD to record to. And yes, you can set different quality settings for recording versus streaming. So you can stream at whatever bitrate your bandwidth allows, but record locally at a higher quality for future editing. Now, I haven't done extensive testing with ISO recording, but in the tests I have done, the files look great. Sure, they're not going to look quite as good as high bitrate files recorded in camera, but they're plenty good enough for turning segments of your live stream into shorter videos for YouTube or other social media platforms. I will say though that you probably want to go with an SSD for this rather than an SD card for maximum reliability. SD cards aren't really designed for continuously writing multiple simultaneous streams like this, whereas SSDs can handle it without issues. I've been using the Crucial X10 SSD with the YoloBox Extreme and it's performed perfectly. When it comes to connectivity, your options are pretty solid. You've got Gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi with external antenna ports for a stronger reception, and 2 antenna are included with the YoloBox Extreme, and there's an LTE modem with a built-in SIM card slot. Though, heads up, the LTE is only 4G, not 5G, so you might want to tether to a 5G hotspot if you need a faster mobile internet connection. I haven't tested the YoloBox Extreme with a SIM card, but on both Wi-Fi and Ethernet, I've had it streaming directly to YouTube for several hours continuously without any issues at all. On the software side, if you're familiar with YoloLive's ecosystem, you'll find the UI intuitive and responsive. But the Extreme introduces a few new features. You've got director mode for previewing shots before switching live, better overlay and graphics controls, and multicam replay. features not available on the Pro or the Ultra. You can also control it remotely via the YoloLive Control Android app, or use a web interface from any device, including iPhones, tablets, or desktops. It makes things easier for solo creators who don't necessarily have the device in front of them while recording. After all, there can be a lot of cables plugged into this thing getting in the way. Now, I do generally use the interface on the device, but testing the app and web interface over my network here has been very smooth and reliable. So is the YoloBox Extreme worth the $2,000 price tag? Well, to answer that, we need to ask who this device is for. YoloLive's clearly targeting it towards power users. This mostly means businesses and higher-end YouTubers who rely on streaming to make an income. If you need a powerful, portable, multi-camera streaming setup for live events, sports, conferences, or professional broadcasts, the YoloBox Extreme is definitely worth considering. If you're a solo streamer who doesn't really need more than a couple of cameras, then the YoloBox Mini, Pro or Ultra might be a better fit. They're simpler, more compact and more budget friendly. Of course, they don't have all the extra features of the YoloBox Extreme. YoloLive is regularly putting out new firmwares for the YoloBox Extreme right now because it's a new product and they're getting a lot of user feedback, but some users feel that the older models are getting somewhat neglected in comparison. But this isn't just because YoloLive's holding features back to make you upgrade. The older hardware simply can't support many of the newer features. Ultimately, you have to figure out if those features are worth the extra for your current and future needs. That being said, don't ever buy any piece of hardware based on future potential. Buy it based on what it can do today and if that's enough for you. So that's our overview of the YoloBox Extreme. If you want to hear more of our thoughts on this device, check out the full review on DIYPhotography.net. If you have any questions or things you want me to test on the YoloBox Extreme, drop them down in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.